What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for a live show the day or the evening before we play Empoli in the Copa. I was planning to do a preview, but there was no presser again. So I thought it was kind of, you know, strange to do one. We'll talk about it, obviously. But there are no quotes, there's nothing. So we're going to go off whatever transpired post game and what is in the media. And obviously, the big topic, as you can see on the thumbnail. First off, Norbert, all good? Back in the title race. So you must be good, right?
Yeah, I don't care. I think going game by game is the way. And this weekend can be huge, to be honest, because Inter is playing Napoli, and
Yeah.
if we actually win and we bring this closer and with another 2 points, then I would say okay, we have a chance because our schedule is actually kind of good. We have really only a few tough challenges. Maybe Roma, but we need to beat Roma. I'm sorry. We have Atalanta as well.
With
Um,
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina,
That's
yeah.
true.
So yeah, but I'm sorry. If we want to do anything, we need to beat these. So that's what I'm saying, game by game. And then if we see that we are really close, then we can hope. But we won the last 4 games in the Serie A. I'm happy about that, and let's hope it continues. And we can talk about it later, but I think it's too early, and any talk about the Scudetto is silly, and we should just go game by game.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, people, Malik is on his way. He's running late, but he will be here in about 15 minutes or so.
He's literally running.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But you're right. Like, I made a video, um, and I explained that I don't believe in it, but I want the players to believe in it because I think that's the
Yeah,
only way we will keep other teams behind us. If they somehow and literally somehow start believing in themselves, because I think the reason we're not in it, because I don't think the league is all that good this season,
yeah,
is because they didn't believe. Because if we believed in ourselves a bit more, you get that Fiorentina game over the line. You
yeah.
get Atalanta away over the line, easy. You get Cagliari
Cagliari.
over the line.
Yeah,
Like that's those are three games that come to mind where I'm like, we literally threw that away. Like Fiorentina, Cagliari, and also Atalanta away from home. We should have won that game. Like we really should have won
yeah,
that game. And that's 6 points. Like 13 games, drawing 13 games when you're a match day 26, I think is crazy. Like that doesn't happen. Usually that's let me say 7, but you lost, I don't know, 2 more, but you won 3 more or something. That's
yeah,
6 points. That's a lot. That's a lot. So that's why I don't believe, because I've not seen the players really believing in it, because we threw away 17 points, 14 points
yeah,
when we were in the lead. So I think that's the only stat you need to know, because if you throw away so many points when you're in the lead, that means you don't have the mental state, I think, to get the results over the line. And that's just the reality, how frustrating it is. It's the reality, but like you said, we won 4 games in a row, maybe some not as deserved. Lecce, I mean, Jesus, I forgot about that Lecce game. That was like, how is that possible that you throw that game away?
wow,
Like
yeah,
I actually completely forgot about that game. To be honest,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
This this league is so bad that honestly, like that's the only chance we have winning it. That all the other teams are, um, they also suffering. Um, and yeah, we are on the we have a good form right now. So, but yeah, talking about it is not the time. I think game by game, as Motta said, that's the way, and then we will see. But they really need to believe in it, and every game they need to go out and say we believing in it, and let's push from the get go. And finally, what I want to see is a 90-minute where both halves were good. That's the first thing I want to see,
Well,
honestly, because this one half football is annoying.
that was my next question because it's done. Like playing every 3 days. Okay, now by chance it's Empoli,
Cup,
but like
yeah.
you like the next from now until the end of the season, it's one game a week basically. You know, is that like do you expect um do you expect a massive change in terms, like you said, throughout 90 minutes instead of, first half good or second half good, first half bad, whatever? Do you expect that to happen?
I will. I really hope so. And also, like all these injuries are not helping at all. Uh, like we need to play whoever is healthy, and it's obviously not good. And that is also a crazy stat. How many pair Gatti had
Yeah,
in the back, and
I
how
saw that.
many different starting lineup we had in the back amongst those four positions in the back. It's also insane. And but to be honest, what is the stat? We are second um, least. The goals that we got is like the second least, like with Napoli, I think, on the top or something like that. And we are the fourth most scoring team, something like that.
Yeah,
So
I
our
mean,
defense is actually solid when
for what it is,
like
it's
it's healthy.
for what it is okay, I get, but like your eye test tells you it's not good, but
Yeah,
like you said, in terms of conceding goals, I think we're on par with Napoli, who play one game every single week, and
yeah,
like you said, for that reason I do respect Gatti, because I don't think it's simple being him or being out there, and you need to play with
yeah,
basically a new icon every single week. It changes literally almost every single week. It's crazy, but like I said, we play once a week right now. I did a podcast with Julian, and I said I want consistency. I don't want to see three new players every single week. Like, make your decision. Being Motta right now, is that in midfield? Is that at the back? And even if I don't agree with the decision, even if he comes out and he's like, you know what, it's Colt Miners, Locatelli, and McKennie in front of him. I don't agree with it, but at least stick with something right now, because you play once a week. The players don't need as much rest. Do something in training. Believe in what you're doing, because I'm not a fan of chopping and changing it every single week. And he does it in a very weird way, because it's not Yildiz doesn't play for a couple of games. Conceição plays for more games. Then Conceição doesn't suffer for a couple of games. Like, it's not a one-off. It's like 2-3 games, and then I'll switch it up again. I don't see how you can build real consistency with it. Actually, I don't see it on the pitch. So I expect
yeah,
I expect consistency in performances, but also in picking your starting 11 from now on. Maybe not tomorrow,
yeah.
but starting from tomorrow, I expect that. Is it gonna happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Julian said as well, I think, that, for example, Turam played like 5 really strong games, and then the next 3 he's sitting on the bench. That doesn't make any sense. Um, uh, I just don't. Also, Alberto Costa, like this dude is here. This is the perfect opportunity for him to start. And what they say is that he will not start. um,
You cannot start
uh,
Rui. Like,
uh, yeah, I
I'm s-
agree.
and it's not a knock on
He
the
was
kid,
really
by the
bad.
way. I don't blame the
He's
player.
just not at this level. It's not his fault.
Yeah, and also like the last game was, I don't know, ages ago, and you
Yeah,
throw me like, I'll repeat myself for people who didn't watch the podcast. His first 3 touches, it bounced out of the stadium. Like, I like, if you played a better side, because Cagliari were never gonna score on that day.
yeah,
I'm sorry, unless we made an absolute mess out of it, they were never gonna score. But if you played this Sunday against a slightly better team, Rui would have cost you in that position. He really would. I really fell for it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, why do you need to do that out of the blue? Just pull McKennie. So
Yeah,
how long was it? 20 minutes, 15 minutes? I don't know. Just pull McKennie and slot somebody else in that position. Is that so like he does things sometimes where I'm like, are you trying to prove us something? Or like I don't get it. Because I'm convinced that I cannot find one person, one Juve fan, who can come on and be like, I understand why you put on Rui. Because I won't find anyone. So at times I look at him and I'm like, who are you proving? Or like what are you trying to prove? I don't understand, basically. So, like you said, Alberto Costa, why did we bring him in? If he's not playing, like, wait, who do we sign him? Vitoria? Was it Setúbal? No, Guimarães. Let him play. Let him play out the season there. What's actually the point right
yeah,
now? If he doesn't get any emergency minutes at this moment in time, like, what is really the point?
yeah. Yeah. Again, probably what McKennie is going to play there on the left back. Probably that's what they say. So uh, I don't know. Uh, yeah, he should have already made his debut against whoever as a sub. Um, but no, and now I don't know when is he gonna do it.
Actually, tomorrow, I I'm pretty convinced Empoli's not gonna come with the starting 11 tomorrow.
Hmm.
Why would, like, they're fighting relegation? Why they're not gonna win it? I don't. Do you like? Does anyone expect Empoli to rock up with their starting 11 tomorrow? Because I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, for them, Copa is not realistic, and they're fighting against relegation. So
It would be an
yeah,
ideal. Like, would it be like not playing him? You know what it is? When he's not playing him, I just sit back and I'm like, how bad must he be? Like, did we waste 15 million or whatever? Like, that's my thinking process. I'm like, how bad must he be that he's looking at him in training for a good 2 months now, basically, or a month and a half. And he's like, nope, not gonna do it. I'll rather play Rui and stuff. Like, how bad
so
must it be?
you know what I think, that it's a Giuntoli signing, and Motta wasn't even asked about it, and and they just brought him in, and Motta doesn't really like him. That's the only other thing I can think of, because he should have the fitness. Um, yeah, yeah, it's also where I played a lot. Maybe he could rest a little bit, and then Costa could start. I don't know.
I, I, it's weird. Like, it's really weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's strange, but it is what it is, I guess. People smash the like button as well while you're at it. But yeah, we will get into the main topic. I'm trying to delay it a little bit until Malik gets in. But tomorrow, Coppa, Empoli. Somebody said if you don't beat Empoli and Bologna make it to the final, then kind of lost for words, and I agree. And it's not me to. I'm not trying to dismiss Empoli because we struggle against Empoli, nor try to dismiss Bologna. However, it's a must. Like, you need to reach that final 100%, like the bare minimum. You need to get there. You need to win it, but the bare minimum is getting there. It starts tomorrow. Do you think we will struggle tomorrow? Or is it like, no, it will be done?
Yeah, I don't think we will struggle. I think we will continue this at least one half superiority against lesser teams, and I think we're gonna push from the get go, and hopefully, finally, we will see two two good halves. But it's like 50-50, so I'm not sure. Um, yeah, we need to win. We need to perform, and hopefully rest some players. To be honest, um, for the weekend, and then from the weekend we play weekly, except when the next cup game is coming. So yeah, I expect dominance and scoring more than one goal, hopefully, and not squeaky bum time at the end of the games. That would be nice as well. So yeah, and Malik is here. Let's hear him. What do you think
Hello.
about the cup game? Are we gonna dominate or?
I think so. I think so. Like, if anything showed, like in the last round against Cagliari, it was pure and utter domination, 4-0. So I think it's going to be relatively comfortable. Yeah, the league game against Empoli a few weeks ago was very comfortable, and well, in the second half it was. But yeah, I expect no different. Empoli are not having a good season whatsoever. So we should easily advance, and semi-finals, 2 legs against Bologna, should reach the final as well in theory. Like, if it's anything less than reaching the Coppa Italia final, then that's a huge, huge disappointment.
Alex is
Yeah.
saying, I don't care about the cup. It's just top four for me. Now, basically, the season is over for me at least. I disagree with that. Like, I care about the cup. Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
Juventus. We need to
Yeah,
win
I mean,
everything.
if we win the cup,
We can.
I'm not saying a successful season. It's not, obviously. However, I think it's an obligation to win it every season. Obviously, you're not going to win it every season, but like, it's an obligation. Like, you need to try to win it. I do care. Like the Super Copa, I don't care. I really don't care. I will probably never care about it unless it changes again somehow. But the Copa, I think it's important. I really think it's important. Obviously, not the most important thing at the start of the season, but in our situation, even more so. Top four, obviously, but like that should be default. It's not default settings this season, but like that should be, yeah, obvious. You get top four, I guess. But the Coppa Italia is it's a goal every single season, and you know what it is. It's Empoli, it's Bologna, and probably it's gonna be Milan and Inter in the final. I need it even more right now. Like, I need you have an opportunity to stop Inter from adding another title. So I think it's an obligation. That's how I view it. PSV was a game to win. We didn't. We're gone. We're gonna get top four one way or the other. So yeah, season is over. Yeah, it was a game to win, but we're not gonna win the Champions League. But we needed to win PSV, obviously, for financial reason, and then it probably would have been over. I guess like we're not good enough to do anything there. But like, season is not really over. It feels over after this week, but it's not really over. There's too much at stake for the future of this club, basically. So I do care about the Copa, and I expect them to take it serious. Usually, Copa games for some reason, we play loosely. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
For some reason, players play well. And I have
Even
no,
last year with Allegri,
yeah,
they played the different football, which is mental. Like I can't imagine like how a tournament game is less stressful or less. I don't know, easier for you than the Serie A, but that's definitely the case, and that was the case last year as well, even with Allegri. So yeah, we should really make it to the final, and if we're there, we should win it.
Yeah, and it's crazy how, like, that final against Atalanta, we were just in complete control over everything. If anything, it should have been 2-0. That offside goal
Yeah.
was very dubious. But
Miretti.
yeah, like they were never really a threat, and it's very comfortable in there. And everyone expected it to be the other way around. I
Yeah.
remember everyone expected us to
Yeah.
get battered. I remember.
But you know what it is? If it's final, no matter who we are, like in which situation we are in, I expect just Juve to show up, if that makes sense. Like, if Man U play a final, they're rubbish. But if they're in a final, I expect them to rise to the occasion because you're Man U. That's how I like you're Juve. You're in the final. Forget what happened the first 8 months. You're there now. You need to show up this one game. You made it. So I expect, I don't know what it is. Like, I just expect you to show up I forget about what happened. I think opponents take the game more loosely as well. Not that in the final, but like in general. I think that's why the Coppa Italia is so different to the league for us. Because I think even
Yeah,
opponents play with a different vibe. Like if Empoli lose, they're not getting relegated. They're not winning the Coppa. For them, it's like whatever. And I think that's the
yeah,
mindset. Like the focus is a bit different. It's a bit off. It's not every single point counts. It's yeah, if we do it, fine. But if not, then fine as well, I guess. So I think that's why there are a lot of open games in the Coppa Italia, in my opinion. But
yeah.
um, let's go to the. We will talk about that in a bit again, but let's go to the main point of the show, which we haven't discussed, and that is the injuries. Douglas Luiz is out. He just came back, played. I don't know. I'm gonna be nice. 15 minutes, maybe it's less. I don't know. Got injured again. He's probably out for a month and a half or so. The point is, he missed 16 games since he started playing in Brazil. He missed 16 games for us this season. I'm at a point where, like, the issues, like, when we talk about where is management, it's part of it because I don't know the stats. I'll probably look it up tomorrow. Injuries cost the club millions. Like literally, it costs the club millions of. When I pull off the numbers, some people will not believe. It's not 1 or 2 millions. It's plus 10 millions a season that it costs the club. Injuries, and for some reason, it's okay for the club. Like at a normal, like I've seen it at Real Madrid. Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago with Valverde? They sacked the medical team. They sacked him mid-season. Gone. Get out.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
remember that.
understand how anyone at this club, at the top, is looking at this and it's like, because this is not because of this one. It's for years right now. Sitting there, even if you have no medical background, to just sit there and be like, players with similar injuries at other clubs are back in no time. With us, they disappear. Milik disappeared. Gonzalez was out for something normal for months. Douglas Luiz is missing 16 games when he missed 16 his entire career. Like the list goes on and on. Recurring injuries, coming back, out again. Cambiasso, now he's back, luckily, but it happened. Came back, out again. Savona, back, out again. Like, name the players. They come back, they're out again. So I'm at a point where I'm like, somebody needs to pay for this. I don't know if it's the prep in terms of what they do in training. I'm more looking at it, it's not that. Because it happened with Allegri, it happened with Sadi, it happened with Pirlo, it happened with Motta right now, and they all have their own athletic training staff. So
Yeah,
something needs to happen because this is not normal. It's costing the club literally money, but also it can cost the club on the pitch, which is gonna cost us even more money off the field because so many injuries. I talked about it in my podcast with Julian. Jesus Christ, that back line. I don't know how you can build any sort of consistency. Players are dropping like flies, coming back, out, in, out, in. Douglas Luiz, you play 2 games, you're out. Colt Miners, I mean, he's sick every single week. That's a different thing. But like, the injuries are insane. So my question is, and people hit the like button because we only have 15 likes. My question is, why has there not been taking any action until this moment in time?
yeah. I have no answer to that because players that were barely injured or never been injured, like Douglas Luiz, the last injury he had, it was 21-22 season, so 3 seasons ago. Last season, he played every single game. Uh, it's just mental. Yeah, it's definitely the management. It's just they don't understand football. But my question is it Giuntoli's responsibility or is it he's the sporting director? So I think
I mean,
maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, somebody like I don't know who
But
else.
if
Like
he's not doing it, then someone else has to do it. Because
I get it, but
yeah,
like if you're a sporting director, you're looking at it, you probably are gonna ask questions and be like,
yeah.
okay, somebody needs to look into it because this is crazy. This is actually crazy. Malik, have you ever seen anything like this?
Mm, No, 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 no. I come from a sports medicine background, so the fact, you know, different players, as you said, from different times, with different management and different athletic training regimens, all come to Juve and get injured, just tells me that the medical staff is incompetent. They don't know how to handle recovery. They don't know how to handle physiotherapy and that sort of thing. So I feel like a revamp of the medical staff at J Medical really needs to be considered because it's ridiculous. It's genuinely happens to us every season. I don't see a club in the world like this. Yeah, it's crazy. My and the sporting director has nothing to do with it. It's the club who hires the medical team and whatnot and runs J Medical and stuff. So that needs to be looked into deeply.
You know, like Giuntoli has nothing to do with it, but like I'm saying, like I think at one point, even like he needs to be like, okay, somebody look into it because he's paying these like the players he's getting are not playing, so it reflects on him as well at the end of the season.
Yeah.
If the results don't go your way, you know what it is. Douglas Luiz is the perfect example. People are like, oh, he's rubbish. We've not seen enough. I'm like, I cannot, I cannot give a proper evaluation on him because yeah, it's sick. He missed 16 games when he started playing from Brazil until he joined us. He missed 16 this season. Can I blame him? Is like if he had a freak of injury and he missed 16 games, I'm like, whatever. But he's coming back and he's out again consistently. I cannot really blame him when he was clean for 8 years or something. So when people are
Yeah.
like, oh, he flopped, I'm like, yeah, but I cannot like. Has he flopped on the pitch? Yeah, he made a mistake against Cagliari and Leipzig, but like, there's no sample size for me to say on the pitch you flop. Quote minus, for example, you're flopping. You're playing enough minutes for me to say that. But for Douglas Luiz, you're not playing enough minutes because you're getting injured again. Like on Cagliari, I rewatched it. It's out of the blue. He gets injured. Like just out of nothing. I'm like, how? Like, how is that even possible? Like Kalulu one, I get. He stretched. Unfortunate. But the Douglas Luiz one, it's clear the recovery didn't go well. Was he rushed
Yeah,
back?
and
I don't know.
and all these injuries that are returning are muscle injuries,
Hmm.
which with I don't know a good diet or some changes. I'm not a specialist. I have no idea, but something needs to be done. Like how can we expect anything from a team that has a different lineup every week because every week someone is injured or multiple actually. This week we got what 4 injuries or something. Um, so yeah, something has to change, and it's the medical team. I don't understand. Maybe outsource the whole thing and just demolish it, and we don't need it, and because it's honestly it's just negative. It has negative effects and nothing positive.
Yeah, the fact that it's constant muscle injury, like if people can say, "Oh, we're unfortunate and stuff." It's unfortunate if it's like everyone's
Yeah.
tearing their ACLs or if someone breaks a leg or fractures a bone or something. But constant recurring muscle injuries just tells me that recovery from the initial injury is not being handled well. So it doesn't make any sense.
Like Eddie, it's been a while, so good to see you again. He says Luis is the biggest flop in Juve history. I cannot explain how strong I disagree with that because out
Yeah.
of the top of my head, I can name 10
Yeah.
more, like easily, with a larger sample size, like a bigger sample size. One we just released, Pogba, for example. Quote miners. I'm not saying he's the biggest flop in our history. Is flopping more than Douglas Luiz. Ramsey,
Yeah.
like I can name a list of players. I need to see more on the pitch.
Arthur.
Oh my God,
Have
Arthur!
to.
Somebody saying that Alex saying that Villa knew something we didn't. I don't think so because he was clean at Villa,
Yeah.
so they knew jack shit. Also, Monchi kind of admitted that they sold because of FFP, not because they wanted to sell Douglas Luiz. You know, they saw an opportunity, and we did the same with Barnechea and Junior, or McKennie in that case, what it could be. So it wasn't really. They didn't cost much as Luis. Look up Pogba's wages and his agent fee. You will have a mini heart attack. You will have a mini, or Ramsey's wages and his signing on bonus. You will have a heart attack. You really will. I'm gonna be that serious. Also, we made a deal with Villa to clean up the books with Junior and Barnechea. We just straight up took Pogba and Ramsey. It cost us a shitload of money. Like a shitload. The Ramsey numbers are actually mind-boggling. If you look them up, they're insane. Like they are insane. If you can look it up, I probably tweeted it out years ago from Romeo Greci. If you hear the signing bonus for Ramsey, like people should go to jail for that. Like that was actually, it was almost 30 million euros, by the way. It was close to 30 million euros. Actually, we paid him to the automatic renewal. We needed to pay fees for that as well. It was one of the worst deals you will ever see. I'll never forget that. That was absolutely bad. But I don't want to talk about that. You know, is he the biggest flop? We can do that another time, I guess. But now the problem is that I thought he was playing well, Douglas Luiz, and it gives you another option. That option is gone again. That is my point. It's one option less again. That is my frustration with it. That when I want consistency, it's impossible to get that because players are dropping like flies. They come back, they're out. Like I cannot enjoy. Cambiasso wasn't training again. I'm scared. I am actually scared that he plays tomorrow and he just picks up something out of the blue. Like going into games, my first thought is stay fit. Please all stay fit. How many games this season? Like how many times did we finish a game and there was no injury, or post game it's like out of nothing, medical checkups for McKennie. You're like, wait, what? McKennie? What happened? No idea what happened. Remember a couple of months ago, checks for McKennie. Oh, he'll be back. He was out for almost a month and a half. Yeah, nothing. Kalulu should have been back. 3 weeks. How long has it been? 4, 5? It's gonna go 4 to 5. So it's crazy. You also have a factor in how Lowe's disrupted the Mercato with this purchase. We lost on Calafiori and had to sell more players per scope. That's not on Douglas Luiz. That's on Giuntoli if that's the case. Like Douglas Luiz didn't bought himself to Juve. Like I cannot do that. You know.
I'm sorry. He actually plays better than Cope when he's
That's
playing.
also my.
Sorry. Like,
I didn't want to say that, but he's playing
and Cope,
better.
Cope
You're
is
not wrong.
played how many minutes? Like he's a starter, and his impact is less than Douglas Luiz, who barely plays. Like, come on, silly.
I agree with the fact that we shouldn't have spent the money on Douglas Luiz.
Yeah,
But that's not his fault.
we all agree.
Like, I'm not gonna come on. Oh, you're flop because we should have spent that money on Calafiori. Like, he cannot do anything about that. Like, I mean, I cannot blame him for that. What I don't understand are these shitty predictions about return dates. What are we winning from it? More confusion towards the opponent coach. I doubt. All in all, it's weird. Yeah, that's when the reports come out. I don't think about it anymore. It is what it is. I just look at the injury, and you can look up past similar injuries, and you can see they shouldn't be out for that long.
Yeah.
That's what I do. When they're out for more time, I'm like, it's on us.
Yeah, so I don't think it's the prediction wrong. It's not the prediction that is wrong. It's about the medical team that cannot make the players return earlier, which is it's insane. Can't even fathom.
Malik,
Yeah.
somebody put in a quote that I actually wanted to bring up, and I understand the quote. Availability is the best ability.
Mhm.
I get the quote, but with the ability is average, I don't get it. It's like you're available, but you're not good enough. So cool, but you're not helping us. Like you're fit, but you're not helping us. And Colt Miners is fit, but he's not really helping us. So yes, you're available. I get it, but there are other options.
I remember
For
people
example,
using that quote a lot with Rabiot, even in his worst
Yeah.
seasons. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like if you're available, the chances are higher that you're gonna play, obviously, and that's fair. And also that's a strength. Not getting injured, fair play. That's fantastic. But I mean, if you're out there and you're fit, but you're not contributing, then like we're not winning anything with it. Like that's that like Colt Miners. The only thing that I can see that's not good if Colt Miners doesn't play is our pressing. It's it's not fantastic anyway, but when he's not playing, it's completely off. But it doesn't outweigh the how do you want to call it, impact he has on this team. There's no impact. There's no you don't come out of a game and you're like, I'm not gonna forget that cool performance in a good way, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's just not happening. And when you bench a player who is having an impact like Turam, it makes even less sense. It makes people who are not sold on you as a coach be even more skeptical about it and will put even more pressure on you. Even the media is doing it right now, where they're like, he's not contributing and you have players who are and you're not playing. So is it like, because move on from the injuries a little bit, because Colt Miners is available and he is a big topic. Actually, the entire midfield is a big topic right now. Because I think we all have an opinion on who should play and who should not play. When I'm looking at it, Cagliari, for example, and again, this is not me having a go at McKennie, because I think he's having a good season, but he doesn't contribute enough in that position. And I don't blame him because he has limits. And that's fine because we've seen where he actually can contribute. And I'm like, cool. I want to see you play in those positions. But for playing in that number 10 position, he looks a bit off. He looks a bit lost because I don't think he has the technical ability to really cope with it for 90 minutes. That's one issue I have. And then Colt Miners, who's not contributing enough when Thuram and Locatelli were playing well. So, Norbert, once a week we talked about it at the start of the show. Do you think something is gonna change in that regard?
I believe Motta will do the same things, unfortunately, because he's just stubborn. But now we have enough, forwards and attacking players to actually play someone at the 10 who belongs there, like Yildiz or even Nico Gonzalez. And Thuram Locatelli, I'm sorry, that's the most stable pair of the pivot, the midfield there. So it's just, even if Cope Miners is sick, he's playing. Like, I don't even know. Like, truly, those AI created pictures where they are kissing and Thuram is in the background watching, looking at them. That's so funny. But we had a coach who favored Rabiot the past few years. Now we have a coach who favors Cope Miners, even if he's not playing well when he's sick. Even when he's sick and he knows he cannot, like the coach knows that he cannot play 100%. Even then he starts. Yeah, we should. I'm sorry. We should start. We should have a lineup that always goes out, especially now with once a week. It's Thuram Locatelli on the midfield, and then someone who is a lot more technical than McKennie at a 10, and also not Cope Miners. And then that should be the starter, and let's go from there, because we truly have enough players now up front. And I heard that Adzic might start as a 10 tomorrow. I would actually love
Oh,
that.
that would be nice to see.
Yeah, he has everything he needs. He's strong, he's technical, he's smart. I feel like, as far as I can tell from the next gen games I've seen, and also those cameos when where he played a few minutes here and there. But yeah, just forgot about McKennie at the 10, and also Cope Miners. And I just just stabilize this starting 11. If the injuries let us do that, because in the back I feel like it's going to be suffering all season long. And can't wait
Yeah,
for Kalulu to get back.
yeah, absolutely. I appreciate McKennie a lot, but the guy
Yeah,
is not a 10. Neither is Coop. Like, I just wish like we could just see a double pivot of Loka to Ram consistently with Yildiz
yeah.
at 10. Oh, that would change all of our lives. But yeah, stubbornness. I don't. I just want to see a lineup one day where everyone is in their natural position. You know, that would be a great start, wouldn't it? And maybe then we'd play better and better for full games rather than just one half and all that. But yeah, because as a 10, like hard, like technical ability is what makes or breaks you as a 10. Like sure, all the hard work and stuff can go a long way, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be missing out on so much in that final third, and end up drawing lots of games because you're not scoring enough and not killing off games. Sounds familiar.
Imagine Yildiz at 10, Kolo right wing, Bangula left wing, and Vlahovic is a striker. That's my favorite starting
I'd like to see that,
top.
but I'd
Yeah, we
I'd
will not
prefer
see it.
I'd prefer Colo up top.
Mm.
Does anyone believe? Because I've not read it, by the way, that Azic is gonna play tomorrow because he's playing with the next gen, training with them. I guess like I think that
I
would be
haven't seen
like an
anything, but
insane.
would be cool.
That would be an insane swing from Motta to go. I've not really seen you up close the last month or so, but I'm gonna play you against Empoli. Like,
Yeah.
that would be insane. That would be crazy, actually.
I mean, I'd welcome it with open arms.
He
So.
should be back in the squad right now because Douglas Luiz is gone for a while, so he's probably gonna need to come back. But I don't see that happening. Somebody saying, I mean, where is this 272? I don't see anything but Kelly passing to Gatti. There are not many pure number 10s in the world anymore. I agree with that. I think Juve will do well in the remaining games we have. The game every 3 days face with this squad killed us. Now with enough rest, we can get rid of those small mistakes that cost us. Let's hope. Not to Scudetto well, but easy sailing into top 4, maybe 3. Yeah, I mean, if we don't win it, I don't care if we finish 4th, 3rd, or 2nd, unless somehow you actually push for the title, then obviously. But if the improvement is clear on the pitch from now until the end of the season, I don't care where we finish. It doesn't really matter to me personally, but that's just me, obviously. Okay, so we discussed all of that, really. I wanted to ask one more question before I do our predictions for tomorrow and wrap it up, because I asked Julian, and because of the links the last couple of days, and because of we have a lot of players on loan as well. What was a certainty, I think, a month or two ago, I guess, for not just the player I'm going to mention, Kosasawa, but other players as well, was like, oh, it's dead on, he's going to stay. Is anyone still 100% convinced? Because I never was, and that was months ago. And people were like, you're crazy, that we should spend another 30 million euros on Conceição, knowing that Vlahovic is probably gone. You need to retain Colomani. You have Nico Gonzalez, obviously, and you might need to do something. Like, if you keep Conceição, there's no wiggle room. And somebody brought up Nico Paz as well. Like that's one of the names, in the mixer. But are you still 100% convinced, if you ever was, that we should spend another 30 million and we already almost spent 10? So 40 million euros in total to bring Conceição, who, by the way, I kind of was surprised. He's only 21 years old. I thought he was older. I thought he was 23,
Yeah.
24. So he's only 21. But are you convinced about that?
So personally, I would rather get him for 30 than Lukman or Adeyemi or anyone else of those players. But he's 21, so he has ups and downs. Some games better, some games worse. Last game he actually looked up and not just dribble into 3-4 players. Listen, in an ideal world, I would not buy him. But also, I don't want Lukman and all the other garbage players. Zagro I would take, to be honest, but I don't know about the price. He has 1-year contract, so I don't think he would that much that I saw being reported, like 40 million. That's insane. That was never real. So if we can get Zagrova for cheap, then yeah. But yeah, Conceição is a no for me for 30 for now. But he definitely have a ceiling, and he's young, so that might be worth it. But I don't know.
Yeah, Conceição, I like him, but I just think he's way, 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 way too predictable sometimes, or most of the time. But I see some flashes and some, he's given us some good moments this year, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I think if the question was if you don't redeem him and you get someone like Adeyemi, I'm saying no, keep Conceição, because trust me, Adeyemi is gonna be out half a season with muscle injuries. The guy, I follow Dortmund closely, so he always has hamstring issues or muscular issues, especially, that leave him out for a very, very long time. So him coming here with the record that we have is going to be a recipe for disaster. For me, the only person I'd, let Conceição go for realistically is Nico Paz. I think he's amazing, man. Honestly, Nico Paz is something else. But yeah, I think it's a safe option to keep him for sure 30. Let's say, yeah.
But we already paid 10, so it's 40 in total.
But that's 40 in total. But like in today's market, I don't know. That's the typical value for a winger, isn't it? Like at least the ones we're linked to. So I don't know. Just for me, just like, because you know what you're gonna get, because what if we sign someone else and it just completely goes south?
Yeah,
I get that, but yeah, I mean,
it's like an insurance policy in a way.
I know it's the current rate for wingers, but I want my winger to have a better impact. Like I like.
Yeah, but he's still 21, has a lot of upside. So like, let's hope he can improve his. Because he's so left-footed, isn't he? And like every time I watch him, like I'm not saying, oh wow, he's
I
so
said
amazing
it when we signed him.
Yeah.
I said he's heavily one-footed, and it makes him predictable.
He is.
It makes him very.
It's like you watch him play, you know what he's gonna do next. But he has that sort of thing that like excites you in a way. The way he plays, it's different. It's kind of like Douglas Costa back in the day.
Well, lately,
Douglas Costa was way more dynamic.
Lately, he's just frustrating me. Like even against Cali, he runs the ball out of play, like twice. I'm like, why? Like just why? Like there's no need. If you can see it's impossible, just recycle the ball and go again. Like he doesn't play with the team. If it's doing mad lately. Somebody's saying, will you guys sell in Bangula so we can keep Chico? Let's imagine the price kind of checks out. Selling in Bangula for 30, invest that. We're not going to get 30 for Mbangula, by the way.
Yeah.
I understand the question. I will keep Mbangula and sign somebody else instead of Conceição. That's just me. That's my opinion. Because it's cheap. It's cheap.
I think Mbangula doesn't worth, like no one's going to buy him, but for us, he worth because he plays good and and he's young and he's even, I mean, he's from our system, so.
So let me see. You don't get much for 30 nowadays. I kind of agree with that as well. That's what we said, Alex. You can't teach work rate, but you can teach him to work better with the team. You know what it is? I don't think we can ever teach Conceição that. You know what it is? We couldn't teach Chiesa that. Like,
Yeah.
he played with his head down, and I remember coming on last season, I was like, pick your head up. Pick it up. Like, you're not going to survive. It's impossible to survive. So, yes, you can teach that. And Motta literally said it the last week, but I don't see improvement. So I'm gonna say it's not easy to teach him that. Like, because it's clear and obvious, even when the coach comes out and he says it literally, that he needs to, pick his head up a bit more and play with the team, and see it a bit bigger. When it's February and it's actually getting worse, in my opinion, then I don't know. Like, because he puts in blind crosses as well, frustrates me. I'm like, you beat your guy, just look up. If there's nothing, then don't put it in. Like, it's frustrating me lately, but that's that. We will see in the next couple of weeks what will happen. Final question, and people, hit the like button because we only have 27 likes, which is kind of sad. So if everybody hits the like button right now, that would be amazing. Final question is prediction. Empoli tomorrow, quarterfinals of the Copa, for plays in the semi against Bologna, home and away. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I said already, I think we're going to dominate, and I would say 3-0 is my prediction. And the wild one is that we're going to play an entire game good, just because it's the Copa and we showed that we can play good in the Copa. And I think now 90 minutes good football from us and 3-0.
Yeah, I just put my prediction in the Discord literally right now. I also said 3-0.
Okay.
I didn't steal your prediction, Norbert, I promise.
Yep, but I will definitely write 3-0 in the prediction.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 3-0. I think it's gonna be very comfortable and should be fun, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not that optimistic. I think we're gonna win. I think it's gonna be close. I don't think we're gonna play a very good game. I don't think Empoli are just gonna lay down as well. Even though I think they're gonna make some changes in their 11. I don't think they're just gonna, lay down. They're gonna make it very hard. So I'm gonna go 2-1. 2-1 win.
Closer.
I think tomorrow, you just need to make it out of it. That's it.
Yeah.
And against Verona, I need the performance, basically. Tomorrow, it's all about getting to the semi, in my opinion. And then Monday against Verona, I need a good performance, solid, to build up, I think, against Atalanta, final game before the break or something. So that's my prediction. So I think we're going to win, but I don't think it's going to be like you guys suggest.
No champagne football.
No champagne. Thing is, like Copa Italia, we always ram teams. So
Yeah.
that's my thought process.
Yeah, mine too.
Because I always watch us in the Cup and I'm like, if only we score this much in the league,
Yeah.
Somebody said, well, we'll trigger the obligation for Nico. It's already triggered.
Yeah. After the Como game.
3-0, 4-0. You can't unlearn not keeping your head down. It was a huge problem with this hockey player. He got concussed consistently. Well, thanks. I don't know anything about hockey, but I kind of agree with that. I think if it's in you, it's in you. Like,
yeah.
I don't. I
understand what you mean.
2-0 depends on who's fit to play. Nico's already signed. Yeah, he is. Ridiculous question. If Empoli beats us, is that a sackable offense? You would say yes, but it's not going to happen, obviously. 2-0, he says afterwards. I don't think we have the money to sack. Well, I don't want to think about that. I think nobody wants to think about that. So let's beat Empoli tomorrow.
For me, it's not a sackable offense, to be honest.
No, right now, maybe at the end of the season. I don't think a change right now is going to help anyone.
Sacking him right now just shooting us in the foot.
Yeah. I think, because of the options and all the other things surrounding it. Okay. But yeah, people, Thanks for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up because I can literally feel my voice is gonna shut down in a minute or two. So I'll be back tomorrow, post reaction, hopefully with a fantastic champagne result like these guys think. Otherwise, it's gonna be a depressing reaction /
No.
happy reaction. But yeah, people, thanks for watching. Norbert, Malik, thanks for joining. Malik, thanks for I don't know, running, I guess, or did you find the bus? I'm not sure.
No. I run home. Yeah.
You ran home. Okay, so dedication there from Malik. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for people in the chat, and I'll speak to you guys soon.